has never been more important to mobilise against fascism and racism. Across the Atlantic, we have Donald Trump putting Hispanic children in cages and feeling no shame at the support that he gets from white nationalists. And in Europe, we've seen a collapse in some socialist parties and a rise in blatantly fascist parties. I was fortunate this week to be in Brussels and meet the only black female member of the European Parliament, Cecile Kyenge, who has been subject to awful harassment and abuse. She told me that in the European Parliament, people regularly get up, this is other parliamentarians, and say that she should be grateful to be there at all. She gets shouted at on the street in the same terms, and she's now being sued for calling a blatantly racist Italian party leader a racist. So I want a message of support to Cecile to go out from this conference. Yeah. Now we know that new media makes it easier for all of us to organise. Part of the big increase in votes that the Labour Party got in the 2017 election was due to the fact that people were able to bypass mainstream media and go to new media and get their information and get their facts. But sadly, new media makes it easier for the racist and fascist to organise. But talking of new media, I must reference the tweet by Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary, talking about Asian paedophiles. What is he talking about? You have black abusers of women and girls. You have white abusers of women and girls. And yes, you have Asian abusers of women and girls. But the issue is not the colour of their skin. The issue is that they are sex abusers. Sajid is supposed, as Home Secretary, to be working towards community cohesion. So, I know. So I would argue, if he's really concerned about the sexual abuse of women and girls, rather than trying to stigmatise one section of the community, he should be restoring the cuts in policing. He should be restoring the cuts in local government, which makes it so hard to support communities. What he should not be doing is giving credence to a negative Tommy Robinson type narrative on sexual abuse. As we mobilise with renewed passion to fight racism and fascism, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. One of the most important things is unity. What we don't need at this point is a new organisation. We need to swing behind existing local campaigns and existing organisations, because on this issue, more than any other, unity is strength. We need to see campaigns where migrants and people of colour are at the forefront, because they and the danger from these newly resurgent racists and fascists. And we need to look to government, to what government can do. Now, it's not for me to stand here and tell you how to vote at the next general election. But let me tell you, if Jeremy Corbyn is in number 10 and I am Home Secretary, we will be reviewing the Islamophobic Prevent programme. We will abolish the legislation that made the worst of the hostile environment possible. We will close Yards Wood and Brook and we will be changing the conversation around migrants and immigration. You won't hear us talking about Asian paedophiles. So it's important to see and to ensure that government takes the actions that it should. It's important to unify around these important issues. And it's important to understand that fighting racism and fascism is not an act of charity. It's not an act of benevolence. It is about standing up for the type of society we want to see. It's about standing up for the sort of society we want our children to inherit. Thank you very much.